Right, Monday night, 8 o'clock, Burnley versus Newcastle. So Burnley hanging on at the moment. Sean Dyche. Newcastle have got Rafa, so two fine managers. And it's going to be a pretty close scrap, I should imagine, both in terms of betting and on the field. What's the latest prices?
Yes, so Burnley are 15 to 8, the draw is 11 to 5, and Newcastle are 13 to 8.
Okay, Newcastle just about favs. Mark, no, we'll start with you, Dan. Sorry, is that just about right?
Not quite. No, I would make Burnley slight favourites here. I mean, I do think that they're gonna slowly drop down the table as the season goes on. But you have to respect the fact they've played 4 of the big 6. So far this season, they've only had 2 defeats. I mean, they put up pretty good resistance against Man City for a decent part of the game last week. The flip side, looking at Newcastle, they have lost, away to Huddersfield and away to Brighton, 2 of the newly promoted teams at the moment. So, I'm not totally convinced by Newcastle at the moment. I just think it's a tight game. Home advantage for Burnley. I think, maybe they don't deserve to be the outsiders here.
So just about a little
bit. I also thought Newcastle were, the Palace game, they're at home to Palace. The goal, I mean, it's headed it into the guy's head. I mean, it's, it was a little bit lucky, and Palace sounded like they were creating the better opportunities before then. So I'm not in love with Newcastle. Burnley, a bit of value.
You're going to go for Burnley. Mark, who are you going to go for?
It's funny because Josselu's goal was a complete fluke against Liverpool as well. So, I mean, they are struggling for goals. I thought... a bit like the game I mentioned with Brighton Southampton, I thought the draw could be the runner and maybe even no goal scorer again. I mean, Burnley have had 4 draws already this season. And actually, when they've been asked to force the issue, Huddersfield, they couldn't break them down. They lost to West Brom 1-0 in a horrendous game.
We gave them a goal, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, you were outplayed by Crystal Palace as well. And I mean, West Ham obviously had Andy Carroll sent off, and eventually they managed to get the equalising goal. I think probably in Chris Wood, they've got maybe somebody that you could be slightly more reliant than what Newcastle have got with Joselu up front. But this to me looks to be a low-scoring game. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a no-goal scorer, but certainly the draw.
Ed, when you've got these Monday night games, how much do the rest of the weekend or what's happening on Saturday and Sunday affect the market? Do people either have sacks of money to pump with, or do they try and get out of trouble? Do you ever see any kind of weird market moves for these Monday night games?
Definitely. More so a few years ago. You definitely see the public money moving lines on a Monday night game, all right. But it's less so now because I'd say the syndicate money just has it so efficient now at this stage. Nearly. Now, having said that, actually, West Ham got smashed in their last away game against Burnley on match day. So it depends on when the syndicates kind of think it's the best time to execute their trade, and they'll smash whichever side if they think it's worth smashing at the best time, I guess.
Do the syndicates ever smash up a draw?
No. Well, they might smash up the goal expectancy, so that would if they've smashed up the unders, say if they thought the unders was too big, the draw price would naturally shorten then as well, you know what I mean, and the 2 win prices on either team would drift then.
Where's the Ed Quigley money going then?
It's a tough game to call. Burnley are obviously doing the inverse of what they did last season insofar as they're accumulating points away from home, it seems, this season. I mean, their home form so far is 1-1, lost 1, drawn 2. As I said, West Ham were smashed in the last day into 6-4. I don't know. I'd have Newcastle and West Ham pretty similar in terms of ratings. So I mean, 13 to 8. I don't know, it's a huge value, but and Newcastle have lost 2 away games to fellow promoted sides already this season. So what I saw there, a small bit of a trend anyway, is both teams to score yes is only clicked in 1 of 4 of Burnley's home games and only 1 of 4 of Newcastle's away games. So I'd probably go for both teams to score no at 4 to 5. I think that looks a decent price.
I think as well, the 2 managers, whoever gets in front would knows how to shut a game down, don't they? Which is I think always good when you're on the know in that market.
Okay, dokes. Let's get a tip from each of you for each of the Champions League days. First of all, Tuesday we've got Man United, Benfica, Celtic, Bayern Munich, Roma versus Chelsea. Dan, quick tip for you on one of those games.
Yeah, I'll go for Roma at a similar price to Chelsea, 13 to 8. Okay. I mean, we mentioned Chelsea. Yeah. Roma were the better side in the game last time out.
Mark,
I was thinking Man United to win to 0 against Benfica. Benfica are having a really tough time of it this campaign.
Okay. Ed, what's your Tuesday good thing?
I go with Basel at 4 to 5 at home to CSKA Moscow. They've been flying in the Champions League for the season.
Righty-ho. And on Wednesday, we've got Liverpool, Maribor, Napoli, Man City, Tottenham, Real Madrid. What a game that's going to be. You two managed to get tickets for that?
I'm not going.
Oh,
no.
what a shame.
No.
Okay, what's your Wednesday banker, Dan?
Real Madrid against Spurs. Spurs got that tough game against Man United. I think they'll open up a bit more at home to them, and Real Madrid will take advantage of the spaces.
I like Leipzig to win away to Porto. They beat them at home pretty convincingly, and also Porto have dropped Iker Casillas for his mobile phone usage, been putting a younger goalkeeper in goal, and it's not as intimidating an arena as when they lost in Besiktas Leipzig, and they're playing well again now.
What about you, Ed?
I'll go with Besiktas at 13-10 at home to Monaco. Just Monaco having an awful Champions League campaign this season for whatever reason, and Besiktas is always a tough place to go, and they seem to be constantly underrated. They've accumulated 9 points already, so yeah, 13-10 looks big there.
Okay, what's the most exciting thing any of you are doing before you do another postcast? Hopefully next Thursday. Dan, what are you doing? Going to watch any football this weekend?
Yeah, taking my son again to watch Watford against Stoke. So that's
He'll enjoy the 3 points, young Joseph.
Yeah.
He'll be smiling, young Joe. What about you, Mark?
I'm Charlton versus AFC Wimbledon on Saturday. A very interesting game because Wimbledon are rated very highly on expected goals. It's just their actual goals that's a problem for them at the moment. So,
will you go to the presser afterwards?
Almost certainly not. No, I mean we're not allowed into the pressers, Bruce.
Are we?
No. We haven't got a license for the press conferences.
Oh, God,
so.
a license to go to a press conference. See two managers mumbling away about the ref got it all wrong.
What you can do is you go onto YouTube and just watch the press conference online afterwards.
Grow up. We don't want to go to your poxy little press conferences, whoever's decided that. Ed, what about you? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm actually not going to be doing the podcast for a few weeks, I'd say, because I'm actually going away to Hong Kong and Dubai there for a little trip away.
What?
Yeah. I was hoping to get to the Dubai World Cup in, but I'm missing it. But so.
How long are you going away for?
I'm going away for about 3 weeks, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
Hong Kong and Dubai?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go to the Philippines as well, I'd say.
Wow, is this a big lads trip or a romantic trip?
No, lads trip, yeah, definitely. No romantic trips for me yet.
Oh, that sounds decent, that, mate. Okay, well, enjoy that and hopefully hurry back soon because we'll miss you. Right, okay, thank you very much indeed. If you like the shows, do please make sure you review and subscribe on iTunes. We've got the Racing Postcast tomorrow. We're back next Thursday with another Racing Post football postcast.
Check out Paddy's new Kicker feature. If you fancy your team to run riot, add a kicker to your bet. And if your team win big, you win bigger. Paddy Power, you beauty.